Hi, this is Tejasvi and my teammate Maunika. We are here to explain our presentation under the research of data engineering caption presentation done under the supervision of our instructor, Dr. Feng, and advisor and assistant professor Robert Gilliland. The title of our project is Adaptive Hierarchical Cyber Attack Detection and Localization in Active Distribution Systems. Coming to the introduction, despite being more efficient, modern active distribution systems that use the distributed energy resources like wind, solar are more susceptible to cyber attacks. Since these systems are depend on the digital communication, there are greater chance of cyber attacks and couldn't compromise safety, dependability, and power quality. Conventional detection techniques frequently don't respond in real time and can't precisely pinpoint the attacks. These paper represents or presents a hierarchical adaptive system for effectively detecting and localizing cyber attacks within the active distribution systems that makes use of waveform analysis and deep learning. Modern power networks cannot function without active distribution systems which provides better dependability and real-time energy management. However, these systems are vulnerable to a number of cyber attacks or cyber threats due to their digitization, such as virus incursions, denial of service attacks, and fake data injections. To address these risks, a flexible and effective cybersecurity strategy is needed. In the background, training based detection or centralized systems are the mainstays of current approaches. Even for a small scale attacks, this technology offers enhanced detection and localization through a hierarchical structure that uses machine learning and real time waveform data. Control units, smart meters are the examples of active distribution systems because there are more access points to this, and these areas are more susceptible. Real time detection is difficult with the traditional centralized monitoring strategy. The next slide would be continued by my teammate Maunika.
Hi, my name is Monica. Coming to the next point, problem statement. The scattered and dynamic nature of active distribution system makes it challenging to real world to detect and localize cyber attacks. The shortcomings of the current centralization approaches like scalability problems and single point of failures call for a more resilient, flexible solutions. What are the best ways to identify the pinpoint cyber attacks in a distributed power system? Scalability, real-time reaction, and attack localization accuracy are the problems. Coming to the point of methodology, there are three types, such as local detection layer, regional aggregation layer, and global decision layer. Coming to the point of local detection layer, looks for abnormalities using PMUs and IEDs. Regional aggregation layer, it is improves detection using machine learning classifiers. Global decision layer is enables safe information sharing through a consensus mechanisms. And key methods consist of features engineering such as supervisor and unsupervised learning. In this we have decision trees, SVM and autoencoders. Localization based upon the graph theory. And coming to the point of experiment, here we have class diagram, which means we have login and registration. For the login, we can use the username and the password. For the register, we have to put our username, password, mail ID, mobile and address, date of birth, gender, and pin code and everything, so we can predict the data before it attacks or not. And other way, we have the data flow diagram. Here we have two types, service provider and the remote user. In the service provider, we have to go to the login, and here we can see view predict of cyber attack type, view prediction of cyber attack ratio, and we can download the data set, and it is in the form of Excel, or we can see the data sets everywhere, everything. And where in remote users we have to instantly log in or the register the web page, such like we have to put our details inside everything, so that it will combine and will get the predict the cyber attack type. And coming to the next point, and my friend will discuss about the next point. Yeah, she will continue to the next point.
Well, continuing to the discussions part, more than 90% of detection accuracy with few false positive is demonstrated by the result. Overhead in the communication is decreased using a hierarchical approach. Adaptive thresholds enhance how well a system reacts to the changing circumstances. Scalability and parameter adjustment are among the difficulties. Coming to the execution part, first we need to install the XAMPP control panel, the latest version, and after successful installation of the XAMPP control panel, it navigates us to its interface where we need to select the module services such as the Apache and MySQL and start the actions by hitting the admin, where it navigates us to the PHP My Admin interface where we need to select the import button and choose the folder, the SQL file to import everything. After successful importation of the SQL file, we need to select the runback folder and open it, where it directly navigates us to the command prompt by showing us the run server manage.py run servers and provides us the IP address or sometimes provides us the URL. By hitting on it or by copy pasting it to the cognitive incognitive tab, it provides us the cyber attack detection and localization in adaptive distribution system web page, which contains the login credentials to either create an account or to sign in. After entering the details and successfully entering creating the username and password, we need to register into the service provider, where it navigates us to the application form, which displays an application for an adaptive hierarchical cyber attack detection and localization system, where it helps us to create an account, user input information such as their location, email address and username. This guarantees that only authorized users may use this platform and probably provides us to the access to tools for identifying, evaluating and reacting to cyber attacks. And after successfully entering all the details in the application form and hitting to the register, it provides us the status whether it is successfully registered or not. After since we have entered our details, it had showed us registered successfully status. And after successfully registering, it navigates us to the where we can view our profile or the other details which we have given, and then we and for predicting the cyber attack whether it happened or not and what type of cyber attack was it, we need to hit the predict cyber attack type icon to get the result. Now the remaining execution part will be continued by my teammate.
To the next slide, here we can see the data of cyber attack, which is predict or not. And here we can enter the details, which is service provider. Like we can enter the datetime, RID, and enter SPT, which means source of port, and enter IP address and enter country name which we are staying, and enter SPDTP, which means destination port, and it has the packaging. Enter We can enter CC and location and the longitude and the latitude. Here we can see in this slide there is no cyber attack found previously. Coming to the next slide of conclusion, in this paper we proposed an adaptive hierarchical cyber attack localization approaches for active distribution system. Electric waveform signals obtained by WMU sensors are used to capture the abnormal features which would be otherwise ignored. To improve the efficiency, we proposed a modifier spectral clustering method to first partition the whole large network into smaller codes subregions. Next, the acute defined cyber attack localization can be determined calculating and analyzing impact score. Furthermore, we compare our method with other methods in each step in cyber attack detection, such as subgraph clustering and localization respectively. The result from two respective distribution grids shows that our method shows promising performance. And my friend will continue of the next slide.
To the contributions, well, since we were a team of two, we have divided our work into half. Coming to my teammate, she have done researching on the cyber attacks on power systems, locating critical flaws and assisting in the creation of hierarchical detection were her contribution. And she also done the research on the project experimental approaches, and she also gave the general idea of the cyber attacks and the ways to address them. Well, coming to my part, I have conducted study on the particular issues that were raised earlier and found some solutions. Uh, Investigating the possible implementation of these techniques were the important aspect of the work, since which took into a great length about the experiment section. Using Python and MATLAB, I worked on data pre-treatment, model implementation, and scenario simulation to verify the system performance. I also added the conclusion section by stressing the significance of this cyber attacks and providing a summary to the main findings. So these are the contributions of our team, and thank you.